The Diddy trial, full force. And something happened with Dr. Dawn Hughes. She got to the heart and the soul of the jury. Guys, I'm Sister Cerise. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. If you are a returning viewer, please consider subscribing. If it's your first time here, I hope you can sit back, kick your feet up, grab your tea, and just chill because we are going to take the next few minutes to talk about Dr. Dawn Hughes and what impact she possibly had on the jurors. All right, so we're going to break down one of the most important testimonies so far. And this is a federal trial. Remember, guys, this is really important. So, sweetheart, do me a favor. Don't look at this as gossip. Look at this as straight from the courtroom. Dr. Dawn Hughes is a forensic psychologist, and she just laid out Diddy's alleged abuse blueprint like it was a college lecture on toxic power dynamics. But guess what? She did it even without diagnosing him. Yeah, she didn't even need to speak to him. She spoke on the patterns, and those patterns look real familiar to the ones people around him are describing. Cassie, Kid Cudi, oh wow, like even his assistant, David James. Let's get into this psychological profile because it's jaw-dropping, and the stories that lined up with Diddy just sounds like everything is a perfect puzzle. First off, who is Dr. Hughes? Well, she's not new to this, but she is true to this. She's a clinical and forensic psychologist, like I said, who's testified in high profile abuse cases like R. Kelly and Harvey Weinstein. What is her specialty? Trauma. She breaks down how victims behave during abuse and, more importantly, why they stay. So when the prosecution brought her in, she wasn't there to psychoanalyze Diddy. She was there to help the jury understand how trauma looks in real time. Why Cassie might have stayed for years, why victims feel paralyzed, and how power, money, and manipulation make escape feel impossible. Remember, money, power, manipulation, all part of the RICO charges that are against Diddy right now. Let's talk about two bombshell terms that she unpacked, which I thought were really important. One was trauma bonding, and the other one, financial control. Now, trauma bonding is when the abuser flips between love and violence. Just think flowers and beatdown, or like, flowers after a beatdown, trips after humiliation, You're so confused. You start confusing pain for love. Dr. Hughes explained that this keeps victims hooked, hoping the good moments will return once again like they were when everything first started. Then comes the financial leash that Diddy had on her. Diddy really did have that financial leash because, she hit the jackpot with him. And according to Cassie's lawsuit, Diddy paid for her apartment, her career, even her family's expenses. That's not generosity. That's not generosity. That's leverage. And Dr. Hughes said when a victim doesn't have access to money, housing, or safety, leaving can feel like walking off a cliff with no parachute. Let's be real. If your whole life is funded by your abuser, where are you going? Well, Dr. Hughes also explained how many survivors use substances to cope. And this is very common. And it's no different in a case like this, where there's a lot of money involved. It's not always about getting high either. Sometimes it's about numbing and just accepting. You try to survive and, it just doesn't work. You still feel lost and lonely. According to court testimony, Cassie was allegedly given opiates by Diddy to prep for the so-called freak-offs. And that lines up with what Hughes said. Victims might self-medicate just to get through it. The parties, the surveillance, the pressure to perform. Imagine being trapped in that circus. A lot of people might say, oh, it wasn't so bad. She had the best things in life. Why didn't she just shut up and put up? No, it wasn't like that. She was trapped and her own career was on hold. Even Diddy's ex-assistant, David James, testified that he was the one picking up the pills and party favors for those events. And add in what the hotel manager described: rooms trashed with oil, wax, and God knows what else. And that all paints a clear picture. This wasn't some sexy rich people wild night. It was organized, deliberate, and possibly criminal. Now, this part right here really hit me hard. Dr. Hughes explained how victims often go into what is called passive defense mode, like curling into a fetal position or freezing during abuse. It's not weakness, it's survival. And I don't know if you saw it, but you know that video that's going around on the internet where she's like wrapped all up on the floor underneath a blanket and he's kicking her and he's like, get up, come on, wake up, Cassie, get up, I'm videoing you, the whole world can see you. That's how the brain protects when you are in a fight or flee situation. She just went into a fetal position and stayed there. And guess what? Carrie Morgan, Cassie's ex-best friend, testified that she saw Cassie come home from nights with Diddy looking emotionally vacant. One time, she was curled up in a ball, traumatized after allegedly being assaulted. That right there is exactly what Dr. Hughes is describing. You know, when your friend, your best friend gets home from being with their man, someone that is financially sound and talented and taking care of her, you want to see a smile on their face. You want to see them walk in and feel like everything is awesome and great and, you know, she's got it made. And speaking of Carrie Morgan, her testimony confirmed everything Don Hughes said. Carrie watched her best friend's confidence slowly disappear. She said Cassie wasn't Cassie any longer. And when Carrie herself got attacked by Diddy, choked, hit with a hanger, left with a concussion, she got paid $30,000 in hush money and an NDA slid across the table like it was business as usual. And Cassie was involved in it. Cassie was like, here, just take the money, be quiet, sign this NDA, you know? And like, of course they weren't friends any longer. And then there's David James, the assistant, who said Diddy used his power to control people like pawns. Yes, from the polygraph, like Diddy gave this man polygraph tests. And there were hidden cameras. It was all about domination. Hughes said that control is a form of psychological abuse. It's about making the victim feel like escape equals death. Social, financial, or literal. Now, you know, the defense wasn't going to let her just cook without clapping back. They tried to paint Dr. Hughes as biased because she does mostly testify for prosecution cases. They pointed out that she didn't personally evaluate Diddy or read the police reports. But let's be clear, that was never her job. Her job was to explain how abuse victims behave. And she did that with no receipts and a PhD. You see, what you really got to look at is the fact that she wasn't there to testify against Diddy. She was there to testify against or not even anything against. She was there to give an expert opinion on how and why Cassie would stay in that situation. Look, y'all, this trial is unfolding and it's already pulling back the curtain on decades of alleged abuse, manipulation, and unchecked power. Dr. Hughes' testimony wasn't just about Cassie, it was about patterns that we've seen too many times from too many powerful men in entertainment. It was about patterns that we've seen too many times from too many powerful men in entertainment. If you learned anything today, do me a favor. Drop a comment down below. Let me know that you enjoyed this video, especially if you're new here. Let me know you're new here. If you're a new sub, let me know you're a new sub. If you're an old sub, let me know that you are enjoying these videos that I'm putting out for you all. If you experience anything like this or know anyone that has, just know you're not alone, and speaking out matters. Talk about it. Talk to someone. We'll be following every twist and turn of this trial, so make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell because you'll be notified when I upload a brand new real-time video on the Diddy trial or any other videos that you may find interesting. Make sure you go on my channel and look at the one that I put out recently about Tory Lanez. Yes, Tory Lanez. Did you know that his DNA wasn't even on the weapon that shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot? His DNA wasn't even on the weapon. I don't know. Seems like it's a setup. And God bless him, because he was just stabbed 14 times doing his prison time. Oh, guys, there's a lot of drama out there. Please stay safe. I love you. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. And just know you woke up today, but tomorrow's not promised to you. So make today count. Have an amazing day. Thanks for being here. You'll see on the screen, you have an option to watch a video. The top one is more information on the Diddy trial. The bottom one is another video you may find interesting. Please go ahead and not only that, subscribe. All right, guys, enjoy your day. I love you. Sister Cerise out.